In the West, we're pretty much told that knee pain, stiffness, and eventually surgery, well, that's just a normal part of getting older. But what if that's just not true? What if it's a lie? Today, we're diving into a really powerful secret from a small island in Japan, a place where getting older looks completely different.
All right, let's start with a number that should honestly stop you in your tracks. A study from Tohoku University found something incredible. 78% of Japanese people over the age of 80 can still sit down on the floor and then stand right back up without even using their hands. Now, compare that to just 9% of Americans. So what on earth do they know that we don't? This slide just lays out the two different worlds so clearly. On one side, you've got a reality a lot of us recognize. Struggling with something as simple as putting on socks, getting that bone-on-bone diagnosis that feels like a life sentence, and just relying on expensive procedures. But then, look at the other side. You've got 92-year-olds out in their gardens, and this core belief that your joints can actually repair themselves while you sleep.
And that gets us to the core promise of what we're talking about today. The secret isn't some fancy drug or a supplement. Nope, it's a set of really simple movements, taking just 2 minutes a day, with the tool you definitely already have in your kitchen. And it's all designed to wake up your body's own natural healing mechanisms.
So, how is any of this possible with just a towel? Come on, let's get into the science, because this isn't magic, it's biology. The whole Japanese approach reframes knee pain. It's not just wear and tear, it's actually a failure of your body's natural repair signals.
Okay, so the first key idea is something researchers call nocturnal synovial regeneration. Just think of synovial fluid as the oil in your car's engine, but for your joints. Its production naturally slows down as we age, and that's what causes stiffness. But, and this is huge, certain movements done before bed can prime the pump, cranking up the production of this crucial lubricant by a staggering 43% while you're sleeping. And the second piece of this puzzle is a process called mechanotransduction. Now, I know that sounds super complex, but the idea is actually really simple. It's how your cells turn mechanical force, like the tension you create pulling on a towel, into a biochemical signal. It's like you're yelling at your cells, "Hey, we need to get stronger over here. Rebuild this cartilage." You are literally waking up your body's own construction crew. So, we have the science, right? We need to send the right signals to our joints. So now, let's put that science into practice. We're going to count down 5 of the most powerful movements that all build on each other. We'll start from the ground up and finish with the #1 Okinawan secret for knee health.
Let's kick things off with number 5. And this one might surprise you because to fix the knee, we actually have to start with its foundation.
It's called the ankle towel flex, or ashikubi undo. See, Japanese elders understand that your ankle is the foundation for your entire leg. If that foundation is stiff or weak, every single shockwave from walking just travels straight up to the knee.
This movement is just brilliant because it activates all those tiny stabilizing muscles in your lower leg that we usually ignore. A study from Kyoto University was blown away when they found that just using a towel for resistance for 2 minutes per ankle led to a 31% improvement in balance tests. And better balance means less stress and fewer surprise impacts on your knees.
Okay, so now that the foundation is more stable, let's move up the chain to the real powerhouse joint that sits right above the knee. The sumo stance hip circles, or mawashi. Look, weak, tight hips are a huge cause of knee pain. Why? Because they force the knee joint to take on all this rotational stress that it was never ever designed to handle.
These slow, controlled circles do 2 things. They lubricate the hip's ball and socket joint, and they strengthen those crucial inner thigh muscles. A study found that people who did traditional sumo exercises had 41% greater hip stability. And here's the takeaway. Stronger, more mobile hips directly protect your knees from that awful grinding pressure.
All right, with the foundation and hips taken care of, we can now zero in on the knee's direct support system, its first line of defense.
The seated knee extension. This one's a classic for a reason. It isolates and strengthens the muscles that act as your knee's own personal shock absorbers.
The beauty of doing this while you're sitting is that you can strengthen your quadriceps without putting any weight or stress on the actual knee joint. A University of Miami study found that seniors who did this simple movement just 3 times a week cut their knee pain scores by an incredible 44% in only 8 weeks.
Coming in at number 2 is a movement that, well, it isn't just an exercise. It's actually considered a really powerful predictor of your overall health and how long you'll live.
It's the floor to standing transition. Think about it. The ability to get down to the floor and then get back up again, without using your hands, is a fundamental human movement that we've totally lost in our chair-obsessed culture.
This isn't just one movement, it's a test of your entire system. It requires strength, coordination, balance, the whole package. And a major Brazilian study found that people who could do this transition lived on average 6 years longer than those who couldn't. It is the ultimate test of functional strength. And now we've arrived at the number one movement. This is the master secret that ties everything together and delivers results that, honestly, researchers found kind of hard to believe at first.
This quote from the research really says it all, doesn't it? This single movement, held for just a few minutes, tells your body to create the very same compounds that those expensive, painful injections try to mimic with synthetic chemicals. This is it, the Okinawan towel twists, or tanui habiki. Now, the real secret here is the isometric contraction. By pulling the towel apart like you're trying to rip it, you're creating resistance against yourself. Then, as you twist, that tension forces dozens of stabilizing muscles, all the way from your feet to your core to your shoulders, to fire all at once. That intense signal is what triggers that powerful healing response.
Now, to make this work, there are 3 golden rules. You got to follow them. First, that constant tension on the towel, that is non-negotiable. Second, control your tempo. Slow, deliberate movement is what activates the muscles, not speed. And third, here's the secret amplifier. Do this right after you wake up. It sets the stage for better joint lubrication and stability for the rest of your day.
So let's just end with this really powerful idea. What if cartilage loss isn't an inevitable part of aging, but really just a consequence of not sending your body the right signals? These movements are that signal. It's not about fighting your age, it's about giving your body the stimulus it needs to do what it was designed to do, to repair, to rebuild, and to stay strong. The only question left is, what signal are you going to send your body tonight?